Hi all, this is Once and Future Gamer and welcome to another Pokemon Challenge. Last week we had an interesting run in our first Pokemon Platinum Challenge as we asked the question of whether or not I could beat it with a single Weasel. That run was tough at the start and at the very end, but pretty easy throughout the middle. Today though, we return to Gen 1 and answer the question of whether or not I can beat Pokemon Yellow with a single Tentacool. We are a Water/Poison type with a Gen 1 base stat total of 285, which is matched in this game by Goldeen, Drowsy and Staryu. Every stat is low apart from our speed and our special, so if we can outspeed and hit a special move, we're probably going to be laughing. We're weak to ground, electric, psychic, and because this is Gen 1, bug. We resist fighting, poison, water, fire and ice. Move-wise, we don't get a lot to work with naturally. We don't get a move that takes advantage of our special stat until level 22. The rest of the moves are pretty indifferent. Via TM, we do get some decent water moves, Bubble Beam, Ice Beam, Mega Drain, and probably the best one for us, Surf. I can't see much else being useful though. Predictions. Brock will be awkward if we have to fight him with just the poison and normal moves we get at the start. Surge and Sabrina could be interesting. I think there's potential for Giovanni to be able to hurt us if we don't hurt him more first. Of the Elite Four, maybe Agatha might be the biggest problem, but I guess we'll have to see. Just the rules then. In combat, I can only use Tentacool, but other Pokemon will be needed for HMs, but unable to fight. Only Pokeballs in battle, since there's no held items, but I can heal outside of battle. Last of all, no glitches or exploits. As always, if you do like what you see, like, subscribe and ring the bell. Using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, I set up our game to replace Pikachu with Tentacool so that I can do the whole run with it. Oak manages to catch the jellyfish in the grass before the rival steals the Eevee we were originally due to have. It's okay, I've completed this game with nothing but an Eevee. I nickname our Tentacool Kenkatool, and I can already tell I'm going to trip over that once or twice during recording. I was considering Seabat since it's basically the Zubat of the sea, but actually Seabat does sound like a rejected Pokemon idea. Anyway, we have to fight the rival next. If I want him to have Jolteon, then I need to beat him here and again on Route 22. This fight is easy. We only know Acid, but we can free hit the Eevee, who has the reasonable response to being melted alive of wagging its tail repeatedly. It only uses Tail Whip throughout the fight. I would like a better move than Acid though, because it does use our worst attack stats. I head to Viridian Forest to grind upon the bugs there, because we at least do super effective damage to them. The worst thing actually to fight here are the Nidorans used by one of the trainers, particularly when they spam Growl. After some grinding, I figure I'll head to Route 22 and fight the rival there. Remember, I need to beat him here so that he will evolve his Eevee into Jolteon. His Spearow is out first and we fling Acid at the bird. It takes massive damage from the first one but survives in order to use Growl. Another Acid takes it down. When Eevee comes out, I go for Acid again, hoping for the defense drop before going into Wrap to try and stun lock it. Wrap and Bind can be broken in this generation because it does stop you from moving for the duration, not like in later gens, especially if it gets combined with poison and burn damage. Anyway, eventually we take Eevee down and move on. I make a try on Brock at level 16 and it is rough. The problem is that we barely do any damage to his Pokemon. Their rock typing resists our Wrap, their ground typing resists our Acid, so whichever we go for it's minimal damage. I do go for Wrap a lot throughout the fight because it at least stops us getting hurt in exchange. We managed to whittle the Geodude down to half HP before the Wrap misses and it lands a few tackles to weaken us, but combinations of Acid and Wrap soon bring it down. The Onix though, I try to keep confused, especially when it uses Bide, because confusion damage cancels out Bide completely in Gen 1. I found that out on the Eevee run in Pokemon Tower, which wasn't a fun experience. I tried to hit a few Acids to lower its defense too, it'll make Wrap and Acid work better, plus it'll take more damage from confusion when it hits itself. Eventually, and I do mean eventually because this battle is long, we take the victory and I was genuinely dreading running out of power points. But still, it was nice to win without having to grind up for a water move at level 22. In Mount Moon, I want to talk to you about the run. Why Tentacool? I figured it'd be interesting. I mean, everyone has been plagued by them at one point or another, but I'm curious just as to how good it really is in Gen 1. As always, if you have any ideas or suggestions for challenges, hit the comments section below, or in the description to the video there's links to my Twitter and my Discord if you want to hit me up. Also, I took the dome fossil, just in case you were wondering. And then there's a fight with good old Team Rocket, or should that be bad old Team Rocket. Thankfully, we have water gun now, so we don't have to fight two poison types with acid and rap. At least it's a stab move that uses our superior special stat. Not sure how good it'll be in the next gym, but given special attack and defense were combined in this gen, and Tentacool's special stat is based off the latter rather than the former, we should be able to tank a few hits. I hit the rival instead on Nugget Bridge when I get to Cerulean City. I want a few more levels before I tackle Misty. Resisting her or not, I think we'll struggle to inflict enough damage at the moment, so I'm going to make sure Rod remembers who the dominant pallet trainer is. Mind you, we take a lot of hits. Spearow goes down to Water Gun and Acid, but lands a peck. Versus Sandshrew, we miss Water Gun thanks to the 256 glitch before getting hit with Scratch and take it down with the second Water Gun. Rattata hits Quick Attack and then goes down to Water Gun before Eevee is taken down with two Water Guns, but not before getting some minor league retaliation in. I hit level 25 and then make a crack at Misty. I think we can probably do this, but a lot of it depends on what she does. You can't put a price on insight like that. When the fight does begin, Staryu does go down quickly to two acids, hitting a fairly weak tackle in exchange. So far, so good, but Starmie is the real challenge. And given that it begins to spam Harden and she uses X-Defense, then it's not long before Acid stops doing any sort of real damage. I use a Supersonic and plot twist, the move actually lands and I do get some good confusion luck throughout the fight. With her defense boosted, I start hitting Water Guns instead and they do just about more damage than Acid. Eventually, it's enough to bring her ace down and we can move on. The next major fight is another rival battle on the SS Anne, and we've got two new moves in our arsenal for there, being Bubble Beam and Barrier. I throw a barrier right up at the start of the fight to increase our defence, but it's a waste of time. Not because Rod poses a challenge, but largely because we one-hit sweep through his entire team with Bubble Beam. Now, I largely wonder how long we'll be able to keep doing that. Not long, I reckon. Next fight, he'll have Gyarados, and no way we'll be one-hitting that unit. Next is the Electric Gym. And this one is worrying because Surge's Raichu is a monster in yellow. Now, he only has one Pokemon, but it can hit like a wrecking ball. This battle's prospect genuinely terrifies me. I wonder how many efforts it'll take. Oh, we crit with Bubble Beam and one-hit it. Never mind, moving on. When we hit Lavender Town, I tackle the Pokemon Tower rival fight and get that out of the way. This is the point where his team starts to form, if not necessarily when he starts to get supremely dangerous. Anyway, I put a barrier up versus Fearow and it fails with Growl, which is a great start from him. Bubble Beam takes it down and then does the same to the rest of his team. Oh yeah, he has Shelder/Cloyster in yellow, not Gyarados. Doi, how did I forget that? Call it a long day so far. Vulpix, Sandshrew and Eevee are all incapable of standing up to Bubble Beam. In Celadon, I have the age-old choice between Erica and Giovanni. I get the Ice Beam TM and decide to go after Erica first. This is a smooth fight, despite getting murdered by a gym trainer who uses a Stun Sport and Wrap combo. Erica though, thanks to our new Ice Beam move, is a pretty simple one-shot sweep throughout the fight. We also net the Mega Drain TM, which I teach to Tentacool because it gives us some coverage versus water types. We move on to the Rocket Hideout next. The fight with Giovanni is actually the one we need to do to progress the game at the moment, and so I encounter him in his den and set about his team. His Onix is a one-hit with Mega Drain and that heals our health, before I take the Rhydon down with Bubble Beam. Not looking good for him so far, and the Persian is blasted out with Bubble Beam as well, making it a sweep. I'll take the Sylph Scope and move on. Once I've cleared Team Rocket out of Pokemon Tower, I've got some choices of where to go next. I decide to head to Sylph for the time being and see how we stack up for the rival fight there. This is the one where he starts to get a really powerful team, but I'm not concerned. I think what is astonishing is the number of crits in this fight. Sandslash goes down to Bubble Beam before he brings Ninetales out next and it goes down the same way. Versus Cloyster, I one-hit crit it with Mega Drain before Kadabra is next and I don't have a good answer for it and so I Bubble Beam it and get a crit to take it out. Jolteon is faster than us though and crits with Thundershock, paralysing us, but we 2-hit it with Bubble Beam, the second being another crit. Strange, moving on. Giovanni is next, and at least we don't have to worry about being poisoned. He threatens to beat up a child and then attacks us with his team, but we do manage to one-hit our way through it all with Bubble Beam. Nidorino, Persian, Rhyhorn and Nidoqueen all go down in single hits. Also, I love Nidoqueen's Pokemon Yellow sprite. Just saying. I am going to make a try on Sabrina while I'm in Saffron City, but I think this might be beyond us at this level. Her level 50 Alakazam is a pretty scary prospect. I'm proven right. We can't one-hit Abra, having to 2-hit it with Bubble Beam, and then the Kadabra comes out, outspeeds us and one-hit crits us with a super effective Psychic. Yeah, let's come back later. I'll go swing by Koga instead, fighting my way down to Future City, but I'll go pick my last move up first. While I'm exploring the Safari Zone, it seems as good a time as any to mention what's ongoing. I started uploading my playthrough of Let's Go Pikachu, so check that out if you're interested in harking back to that brief period about 5 years ago when Pokemon Go was frigging huge. Also, let's talk a bit about next week's challenge. We're going to be staying in Kanto, but heading to Gen 3 instead, as I see if I can beat Pokemon Fire Red with a single Numel, or Numel depending on how you want to pronounce it. That one sure has the potential to be interesting. Check it out when it comes up. Koga then, and we've got Surf in our arsenal. Let's do this. His Pokemon in yellow are at higher levels than they are in red and blue, and they do know Psychic and Bug moves, which is going to be a problem if they hit us. If they hit us, I'll emphasise that. Venonat number 1 goes down to Surf, as do Venonat number 2 and Venonat number 3 shortly afterwards. That's good, but the Venomoth is surely going to be tougher, isn't it? The answer to that question is no, as we crit and take it down with a single Surf. Oh well, that was pleasant. I might go do Blaine now instead of going back to face Sabrina, just to consolidate the power of my mighty jellyfish. At least with Blaine, we don't have to worry about being one hit from full health. And this might be arrogance, but I don't even heal before the fight with him. Such is my confidence that Blaine is going to be easily dealt with. And I'm right, because his entire team is a one-shot sweep with Surf, Ninetales, Rapidash, and last of all, the mighty Arcanine, all going down to a single hit each. Let's head back to Saffron and see if we're strong enough to beat Sabrina. The Psychic Gym Redux then. I still don't know if this is going to be enough at this level, because it might be a case of either we one-hit them or they one-hit us. Abra goes down to Surf. Fair enough, it's not the strongest. Kadabra also goes down to Surf. That's good, but surely we can't one-hit the Alakazam with it. A crit Surf proves otherwise. We take the win, the badge, and move on. Round 3 versus Giovanni is next. Despite him claiming that he's not holding back this time, it doesn't go particularly well for him again, as his entire team gets one shot through with Surf. First the Doug Trio, and then the Classic Cat Persian. Then the Nido Royalty, the Nidoqueen, and the Nidoking are both washed away by the move. And the Rhydon, Outlast, doesn't fare particularly better. So yeah, 8 badges done. Move on. Rival fight next, and we are in a better position now for him than we were at Sylph, thanks to our improved water move. Still though, I nearly end up snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. Sandslash goes down to Surf, not a problem. Execute goes down to Ice Beam. Ninetales goes down to Surf. Cloyster survives Mega Drain on a sliver of health and misses Supersonic, and that would have been potentially bad if it had landed, going into probably his 2 most dangerous Pokemon. Kadabra is a one-hit with Surf, but Jolteon survives Surf and hits a Thunder Wave and a Thunder in quick succession to drop us below half health. Thankfully, our Ice Beam takes it out, but otherwise that last fight could have gone either way. Eventually, after making it through the hated Victory Road, I stand in the Indigo Plateau, and here are our stats at this level. We've hit level 72, and our special is outstanding. Speed isn't bad either. Our defence isn't great, but we can at least buff that with Barrier if need be. I'm not fussed about the attack stat, but we're not using it. Guesses on whether or not I can do this at this level or not. Now! Lorelei is up first, and I think if we can knock her Pokemon out, we should be okay. Inflicting damage on her might be the issue, is my point. Lapras, Dugong, Cloyster and Slowbro are all pretty bulky. I don't think we'll take a lot of damage from her. Anyway, I throw a barrier up versus Dugong to be on the safe side before it goes to rest while on full health. Nice one, Laurie. 3 Mega Drains take it down after it uses rest when weakened. Cloyster has most of its health wiped out by a Mega Drain and misses Supersonic, so I finish it with Surf. Slowbro is a crit 1 hit with Mega Drain. Jinx is a 1 hit with Surf. Lapras ends up in red health from 2 Mega Drains, confusing me in the process, and to conserve PP, I decide to finish it with a crit Surf. Thankfully, we never hit ourselves or took damage during the fight. That was smooth. I think Bruno might be easy too, you know. We'll have to see. I'm very quickly proven right as I sweep through his team on the crest of a tidal wave. Surf, taking down the first Onix with all of the wet brutality as might be expected. Hitmonchan goes down to Surf. Hitmonlee, out next, goes down to Surf too. I decide to mix it up this as the second Onix and hit it with a Mega Drain just to be different before the Machamp gets 1 hit crit with Surf. Agatha then next. I've no idea how this will go. I guess we will have to see as we go along. I must confess there's some apprehension as we failed to 1 hit the first Gengar with Surf. That might be an issue. Thankfully she only heals it and a second Surf takes it down. Golbat goes down to Ice Beam. Haunter goes down to Surf, while the Arbok also goes down to Surf, and then the second Gengar comes out. As predicted, it survives Surf, but it only goes for Dream Eater while we're awake, and we finish it with Ice Beam. Lance is last, and I'm strangely confident going into this. If we can deal with Gyarados without getting messed up, I think we'll be fine. Just to be on the safe side, I put a barrier up first, just so we can tank some physical blows if need be. Mega Drain doesn't do much to Gyarados, and we take our first hits of the Elite Four challenge, getting hit with Dragon Rage and a strangely insipid Hyper Beam. Ice Beam and another Mega Drain take it out. Dragonair number 1 gets quickly taken down with Ice Beam before the second Dragonair puts in an appearance and goes down in the same way. Aerodactyl goes down to Surf before the Dragonite gets put on ice. Bang! I didn't expect that to go so smoothly. So, I wonder if we're up to beating the rival now. The last few fights have been pretty samey. Sweep the rest of his team and then get nearly murdered by the Jolteon. Let's find out if we can keep that going. It almost goes so smoothly. Sandslash, out first, goes down to Surf. That's good. The Alakazam survives Surf but fails with Kinesis before we take it out with Ice Beam. Executor is a free hit with Ice Beam thanks to him using a full restore, but unfortunately we get hit with Leech Seed before we can take it out. Cloyster survives Mega Drain and hits us 3 times with Spike Cannon. We can't restore all our health either. Ninetales goes down to Surf before the Jolteon comes out last. It outspeeds and hits Thunder before surviving Surf. We are in red health and my best hope is that Thunder misses. Unfortunately, he goes for Pin Missile and if it had hit twice, we'd have survived. It hit a third blow and we went down. I guess I best get stronger. I make another try at level 77 just to see if it makes a difference. Here's hoping, fingers crossed. First bit of the fight goes the same as Sandslash goes down to Surf. Alakazam though, out next, survives Surf and hits a Psybeam that does decent damage, but thankfully it doesn't crit. Executor is a pain. It survives Ice Beam and puts us to sleep with Hypnosis, and then it spams Leech Seed for the rest of the fight, meaning that although the rest of them fail, the first one does start draining health from us. Eventually, we do wake up and put it down, but we are hurt. Cloyster survives Mega Drain and hits Spike Cannon to hurt us even more. We take it out at the second attempt. Ninetales is a 1 hit with Surf. When the Jolteon comes out, we're weak, but we are faster. We do outspeed and hit it with Surf, but unfortunately it does survive and lands a crit Pin Missile for a few turns, but we survive, we hit another Surf and take it down to win. With the rival beaten, the run is over and me and Tentacool enter the Hall of Fame. Woo! That was intense. Mind you, it was way easier than I thought it would be. I did not realise Tentacool was so good in Gen 1. The special split was not kind to it in Gen 2. Sure, there were a few roadblocks here and there, but that aside, all pretty good. I hope you enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to like, subscribe and ring the bell. That way you can get kept in the loop. As said earlier, join me again next week for another Pokemon challenge as I see if I can beat Pokemon Fire Red with a single Numel. I'm not looking forward to water type trainers in that game already. If you have any suggestions for future challenges, drop them in the comments section below. There's also links to my Twitter and my Discord in the description of the video, so swing on by and say hi. Nothing too much to really update about what's going on in my life. Currently starting a holiday from work that'll be over by the time this gets heard, hoping to get some more stuff done. I'm nearly at the end of the RE4 playthrough, so deciding which Resident Evil game I do next. I'm playing Let's Go Pikachu and Mystery Dungeon DX, as mentioned earlier, plus still doing Jedi Fallen Order 2, so I've got plenty to be getting on with. I do want to get back into my blind playthrough of Pokemon Jade too. Not short of stuff to do, so I guess I'll call it a day here. Until next time, folks, this has been Once a Future Gamer. This has been Pokemon Yellow with just a single Tentacool. Take care, have a great day now. See you next time. Bye bye, folks. Take care. See ya.